The motion of the luminaries of the heavens. Chapter 72. The book about the motion of the luminaries of the heavens. The relations of each luminary according to their kinds, their jurisdictions, and their times, and their names, and their origins, and their months. As the holy messenger, Uriel, who is their leader, showed to me when he was with me. And he showed me their entire description as they are, and for all the years of the world to eternity, until a new creation will be made to last for eternity. This is the first law of the luminaries. The luminary, called the sun, has its emergence through the eastern gates of the heavens, and has its setting through the western gates of the heavens. And I saw 6 gates through which the sun emerges, and 6 gates through which the sun sets. And the moon also rises and sets in those gates, as well as the leaders of the stars, together with the ones which they lead. 6 of the gates are in the east, and 6 in the west. All of them are positioned one directly after the other. And there are many windows to the right and to the left of those gates. And the first one to emerge is the great luminary, whose name is the sun. Its roundness is like the roundness of the heavens, and it is entirely filled with fire, which gives light and heat. And the unseen power drives the chariot in which it rises, and the sun sets from the heavens, and it turns toward the north in order to reach the east. And it is guided in such a way that it enters the proper gate and shines in the firmament. In the first month, it emerges in this way through the great gate, the 4th of those 6 gates in the east, where the sun rises. And in that 4th gate from which the sun emerges in the first month, there are 12 open windows. Heat comes out from them when they are open at their proper times. When the sun rises in the heavens, it emerges through that 4th gate for 30 mornings, and it accurately goes down in the 4th gate on the west side of the heavens. And during those days, the day becomes longer than the preceding day, and the night becomes shorter than the preceding night, for 30 days. And on this 30th day, the day is 2 parts longer than the night, 1/9, with the day being exactly 10 parts, and the night exactly 8 parts. And the sun emerges from that 4th gate and sets through the 4th gate. And it returns to the 5th gate in the east for 30 mornings. And it emerges from it and sets in the 5th gate. And then the day becomes longer by 2 parts. The day is 11 parts, while the night decreases and is 7 parts. And it returns to the east and enters the 6th gate. And it emerges and sets through the 6th gate for 31 days because of its sign. And during that day, the day grows longer than the night, with the day being twice as long as the night. The day is 12 parts, while the night grows shorter and is 6 parts. Then the sun rises to shorten the day and to lengthen the night. And then the sun returns to the east and enters the 6th gate. And it rises from it and sets for 30 days. And when the 30 days are completed, the day decreases exactly 1 part. The day is 11 parts, and the night 7. And then the sun emerges from that 6th gate in the west. And it travels to the east and rises in the 5th gate for 30 mornings. And it again sets in the west in the 5th western gate. And on that day, the day decreases by 2 parts, with the day being 10 parts and the night 8 parts. And the sun emerges from that 5th gate and sets through the 5th gate in the west. And it rises through the 4th gate because of its sign, in the 4th gate in the east, 31 mornings, and sets in the west. On that day, the day is equal to the night. It is the same. The night is 9 parts, and the day is also 9 parts. And the sun emerges from that 4th gate and sets in the 4th gate in the west. And it returns to the east and emerges through the 3rd gate for 30 mornings and sets in the west through the 3rd gate. And on that day, the night is longer than the day, and the night becomes longer than the preceding night, and the day becomes shorter than the preceding day for 30 days. And the night is exactly 10 parts, and the day 8 parts. And the sun emerges from that 3rd gate and sets through the 3rd gate in the west. And it returns to the east and emerges through the 2nd gate in the east for 30 mornings. In the same way, it sets through the 2nd gate on the west side of the heavens. And on that day, the night is 11 parts, and the day 7 parts. And on that day, the sun emerges from that second gate and sets through the second gate in the west. And it returns to the east and emerges through the first gate for 31 mornings, and sets through the first gate. And on that day, the night is longer and is twice the length of the day, and the night is exactly 12 parts, and the day 6 parts. And the sun has completed the chief points of its route, and it again returns to those chief points of its route, and again enters each gate for 30 mornings. And it sets opposite to them in the west. And on that day, the night decreases in length by a 9th part, that is, 1 part. And the night consists of 11 parts, and a day of 7 parts. And the sun returns and enters the second gate on the east, and it returns upon those chief points of its route. For 30 days, it rises and sets through the second gate. And on that day, the night decreases in length, with the night being 10 parts, and the day 8 parts. And on that day, the sun emerges from that gate and sets in the west. And it returns to the east and rises from the 3rd gate for 31 mornings, and sets on the west side of the heavens. And on that day, the night decreases and is 9 parts, with the day consisting of 9 parts. And the day is equal to the night. And the year is exactly 364 days. And the length of the day and the night, and the shortness of the day and the night, vary with the circuit of the sun. For this reason, its circuit grows longer day by day, or grows shorter night by night. And this is the law for the circuit of the sun, when it returns 60 times to the east and emerges again. This great luminary is called the sun for all eternity. And this one which emerges is the great luminary, and it is named after its appearance, as the Lord has commanded. And in this way, it emerges, and similarly, it enters. And it neither diminishes nor rests, but travels day and night. And its light is 7 times brighter than that of the moon, but the visible size of the two is equal.